Okay, so today we will start with a combination of chapters. Okay, I mean the chapters are not. Uh, the chapters are not that much relevant that we have to do them dedicatedly. Like say linear equations, quadratic equations, then factor theorem. Yeah. If you cannot hear me, let me know. Okay. Factor theorem, all these things. So these chapters can be considered as a single chapter. Although more than chapter, they can be called as topics. Okay. So I have actually analyzed past CAT papers, and I have gathered the topics that mainly come from these. The topics that mainly come from these chapters. Okay, linear equations, quadratic equations, the remainder theorem, all these things. Okay, and we will just focus on that. We don't need to focus on anything more than that. Okay, so first of all I thought of completing this portion, linear equations, quadratic equations and factor theorem, and then moving to geometry. Okay, so first of all we will start with quadratic equation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shitama nodded her head first. Yes, she can see my screen. See, this type of confirmation I need. Okay, you might be able to see my screen, but there might be some network issues with Shitama. Okay, so she confirmed that she can see. Quadratic equations. Okay, so tell me, what do you understand by quadratic equations? Ritama, you teach children. Tell me if you know something.
Sir, I know, but I forgot.
Oh, what type of answer is this? You know, but you forgot. Okay, something which you know, how can you forget? Niladri?
So any equation which equals to zero and it has like roots which can be real roots or like that.
Okay, so the definition of quadratic equation means any equation with degree 2. Okay, any equation of degree 2. What does degree 2 means? Say for example I take an equation, say x cube plus 3x square plus 3xyza plus 5 equals to 0. Say this is an equation that we take. Okay, now what is the degree of this equation? No, you see, what is the highest
So
power?
3.
3, this one 2, this one 4. The highest power of this one is 3, the highest power of this one is 2, the highest power of this one is 4. So what is the highest power? 4. So degree is
4.
4. Okay, but a quadratic equation is degree 2. So any equation which is degree 2 is called a quadratic equation. So that means ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. Okay, this is the general form of a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constants, and it is a degree 2 equation. Okay, now remember that every equation has a graphical representation. Every equation has a graphical representation. Okay, every equation has a graphical representation. What is that graphical representation of this? For example, linear equations. You must have heard about linear equations. Y equals to mx plus c, right? Why it is called linear equation? Because it's a straight line. What is the graphical representation of quadratic equation? It is a parabola. Okay, parabola. The graphical representation of quadratic equation is parabola. Now remember that in any equation, number of roots. What do you mean by roots? What do you mean by root of an equation? Now, root is the solutions of an equation. That means those values which if you put on the LHS, you will get the RHS. Those are called the roots. So number of roots or number of solutions of a quadratic equation is 2. Number of roots of a quadratic equation is 2. Remember this one. Number of roots of a quadratic equation is 2. Okay, why 2? Because it's a general rule that degree is equals to number of roots. It's a general rule that degree is equals to number of roots. Okay, so that is why the number of roots of a quadratic equation is 2. Understood till here? Now what is okay, now how to get the solutions, how to get the roots? You remember Sridhar formula, x equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, right? This is the Sridhar formula, but you will hardly need it over here. Sometimes you will need it. What is important is sum of roots and product of roots. Sum of roots. Sum of roots means, see, you see x equals to minus b plus minus, right? So one is plus and the other is minus. So that means you're going to get two roots. When you add these two roots, what you're going to get is same as minus b by a. B is this, a is this. Sum of roots is minus b by a. Product of roots is c by a. Did you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now nature of roots. So if you have copied this one, anything to copy? Just copy this one, whatever is written. Copy kuch kora ache? Like, I mean, Sridhar Acharya, you know. Okay, finding out the value of x, you know. Maybe you can write down this sum of roots and product of roots.
স্যার
হ্যাঁ,
দীপেশদা জয়েন করছে, ওটা কিসের কোর্স? মানে ওটা কি মানে এমবিএ তে লাগে ওইটা যেটা করছে, মানে যেটার জন্য জয়েন করে বলছে?
হ্যাঁ, এমবিএ তে ওর হয়তো প্রবাবিলিটি ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন লেগেছে। আমি ওকে বলেছিলাম যখন ওর কমপ্লিট হয়ে গেল না, ওর মানে নার্সিং মঞ্জিতে যাওয়ার আগে আমি ওকে প্রবাবিলিটি পড়িয়েছিলাম। প্রবাবিলিটিটা বাকি ছিল, তো প্রবাবিলিটি পড়িয়েছিলাম। তারপরে ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন অবধি পড়িয়েছিলাম ওকে। হ্যাঁ, র্যান্ডম ভেরিয়েবল, কন্টিনিউয়াস ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন, এগুলো অবধি পড়িয়েছিলাম, কিন্তু বাইনোমিয়াল ও পয়সা ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন ওগুলো পড়ানো হয় না। অপারেশন রিসার্চের পার্ট তো এগুলো, প্রবাবিলিটি ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন অপারেশন রিসার্চের পার্ট। তো
বাট
ওটা
আমাদের যেরকম প্রবাবিলিটি ওরকম নয়, মানে
না
প্রবাবিলিটি
না
ওটা
না,
একটু ডিফারেন্ট।
ওটা প্রবাবিলিটি ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন, যেটা যেটা ও পড়তে চাইছে, ঠিক আছে? ওতে মিন, ভ্যারিয়েন্স এইসবগুলো থাকে। আমাদের ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এ ছিল, আমি তো পয়সা ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন, নরমাল ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন তো ভুলে গেছি, ঠিক আছে? আমার এটা মনে আছে, বাইনোমিয়ালটা। Okay, now nature of roots. These are all class 11 things actually. Nature of roots. You see, we got x equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, right? X equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2. Now b square minus 4ac, this is called discriminant. Okay, it is called the discriminant. Now if the discriminant is equals to 0, okay, then roots are real and equal. Okay, roots are real and equal. What is real? Real means anything which is not complex. That means root over minus I is not there, minus 1 is not there. Okay, and equal means what? Both the roots are equal. Why? You see, if this portion is 0, then what is left? X equals to minus b by a, 2a, and x equals to minus b by 2a, because this whole portion becomes 0. So of course the roots are real and equal, right? If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, that means this internal portion is greater than 0. So roots are real, of course, because inside root we have a positive value. Roots are real, of course, real and distinct. Okay, roots are real and distinct. Real and distinct means what? They are real and they are unique. Why? Because this portion is greater than 0. So for plus you will get a value, for minus you will get another value. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, that means this portion is negative, then roots are what? Complex. Okay, understood? The roots are complex. All right, now if b square minus 4ac is a perfect square, okay, if b square minus 4ac, this thing is a perfect square, then what will happen? The square root will be an integer. So in that case the roots are, so it is perfect square and greater than 0. So roots are what? First of all, real, distinct, of course, and rational. Okay, the roots are real, distinct, and rational. Did you understand this? Rational number which is বলেছিলাম না number system যে both the numerator and denominator will be integers. Okay, there were many other criteria, but over here both the integers, both the numerator and denominator will be integers. Okay, they should not have any other factor common other than 1. They should not be like root 2, root 3, all these things should not be there. Okay, understood? Copy this.
Yes.
If you are copying something. কি করে বলো কোন পেজটা? হ্যাঁ, পরের পেজটা? ওকে ওকে, once done let me know. Done. Done, Ritama, Niladri.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, little bit about functions. So, say for example, so as I told you, no need to go into deep details of it. I mean, functions are actually it's a big chapter. Okay, but we don't need those things. We just need as much as it comes in it. Okay. So, say for example, fx is 3x square plus 5x plus 6x cube. Okay. What will be f of y? 3y square. Now, say for example, what will be f of gx? What will be f of gx? 3, just in place of x put gx. Right? Now, say for example, this gx is itself another function. Say for example, x plus 1. Then what will be f of gx? Alright. Understood, Ritam and Niladri?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now we will come to factor and remainder theorem. You see, according to remainder theorem, now see, factor and remainder theorem is something that we do in class 10. I have seen some sums in the past year which were based on factor and remainder theorem. That is why I am teaching this topic. No need to do the whole chapter. According to remainder theorem, if a function fx is divided by x minus alpha, where alpha is in a constant like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, x minus alpha, then remainder is f of alpha. Okay, remainder is f of alpha. If fx x plus alpha, the remainder is f of minus alpha. Since this was minus x minus alpha, so remainder is f of alpha. Since this is x plus alpha, so remainder is f of minus alpha. If fx is divided by x plus b, then remainder is f of minus b by a. You get my point? First of all, copy this. I'll give you some examples on this, and then we'll move to factor theorem. Copy it. Ritama Niladri.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
yes. Okay, I'll not delete this one. Now, say for example a function, say fx equals to, tell me the first monomial, Sritama. সেটা এক্সপেক্ট দিয়ে কিছু ভারী দেখে একটা কিছু বলো, এত দূর থেকে তুমি কষ্ট করে অফলাইন ক্লাসেস তো প্রথম টার্মটা বলছে 1, একটা কিছু ভারী দেখে একটা কিছু বলো। আরে এক্স ওয়াই জেড কিছু মানে এক্স ওয়াই জেড নয়, এক্স শুধু এক্স, কারণ ফাংশন অফ এক্স, তো এক্স দিয়ে কিছু একটা বলো। 37 এক্স টু দি পাওয়ার 4 করে দিই না। আচ্ছা সেকেন্ড টার্ম, সেকেন্ড মোনোমিয়াল টার্মটা বলো রিতমা।
28x square.
নীলাদ্রি লাস্টেরটা তুমি বলো।
13x cube.
13x cube. Okay, now it is given that this fx is divided by x minus 1. What is going to be the remainder? What is going to be the remainder? According to remainder theorem, f of 1, that is 37 plus 28 plus 13. Okay, so on adding, what you are going to get now? See, such a big number. 78. Okay, now if this is divided by x plus 2, there is going to be remainder minus 2.
Minus 2.
That is 37 minus 2 to the power 4 minus 2 square. এটা ক্যালকুলেট করতে পারবো না। Okay, if it is divided by 2x plus 3, then f of minus b by a, that means minus 2 by 3.
Minus 3 by 2.
That is 37 minus 2 by 3 to the power 4 plus 28 to
Sir,
the power
3 by 2. আপনি 2 by 3 কেন বলছেন?
minus 3 by 2, হ্যাঁ না না বলছি minus 3 by 2 লিখছি, হ্যাঁ সরি minus 3 by 2, minus 3 by 2 square ওকে, বুঝতে পেরেছো? That's all. We no need to copy this one. It's
Yes,
very
sir.
simple. We might need it in some cases. That is the reason. Let's see. Now, if I just, I mean, cut this out, strike this out, and if I make it factor theorem, okay, factor theorem, what will happen? In this case, if fx is divided by the factor x minus alpha, then the remainder is going to be, now tell me, if any number is divided by the factor, what remainder do you get? 0, right? Right, we get 0. So that means according to remainder theorem,
Yes,
f of
sir.
alpha will be equals to what? 0. Okay, if fx is divided by the factor x plus alpha, then the remainder f of minus alpha is equals to 0. If fx is divided by the factor ax plus b, then the remainder f of minus b by is equals to 0. Okay, দেখো ওটা ইকুয়ালস টু 0 মানে এই যে আমার এখানে যে রিমাইন্ডারটা 78 এলো, if x minus 1 had been a factor of fx, I would have got 0. এখানে x minus 1 কিন্তু এর ফ্যাক্টর নয়, ওই জন্য রিমাইন্ডারটা আমি 78 পাচ্ছি। Okay, if I get the remainder as 0, then that means x minus 1 becomes a factor. So in this case, if fx is divided, if x minus alpha is a factor of fx, then the remainder will be 0. If x plus alpha is a factor of fx, then the remainder will be 0. If ax plus b is a factor of fx, then f of minus b by a will be 0. Understood?